the stick that fell out of Green's hands took the puck away from Red, and therefore this guy picks it up. All right, guys, so we got a game against an esports team, right? These guys are all, I think most of these guys, if not all of them, are esports players. And here we're going to go over all of the goals against and kind of what we should have done to change it. It's always best to kind of look back at what we could have done better. So we're just going to break down all the goals that happened against. So this one, kind of one of those plays off the draw here. All right, we're just trying to go up. I'll just let it play. So it's a turnover off the breakout, and then quick transition, they're behind us and they score. So a few things, right? Off the draw here, what I need to do, right, in these kind of situations, right, the defenseman, whoever's controlling this puck is basically like quarterback on the play, right? So the defenseman in any given game, whether it's 6s, 3s, they are like the guy that sets the pace, right, in terms of how fast we're trying to play. So here, I have to recognize what kind of rush we have, whether it's going to be a quick transition or like a play we try to make now, or a play that we need to sort of reset and kind of give a different look. So here, you could tell based on where everybody's at, right? What they have here is a guy that's pressing me, forcing the play on me. You've got this guy man marking Green, this guy's man marking Red, and then these guys are like turning and skating, playing back defensive, right? Passive. Obviously, this is like a stop frame, so it's not really it's tough to kind of, you know, obviously you would look at this and maybe be like, all right, this pass could have either went to teal or could have went to blue. There would have been more space to this right side. Bingo would have had a turn, possibly set up a body check of some kind. Because obviously, right, when you're going through your reads, you look at typically the closest man to you. You look at Green first as your number one option, Red as being your second, and then you maybe look to the far side winger if he's got, you know, a lane, and then you may look D to D, or you might just want to reset completely, right? Now in this case, looking at it, man marking there, it should have went to these other guys, but I mean, this is like one of those plays where I just think overall it's not a good setup play to like try to create offense from it. There's not really going to be a whole lot of speed that gets generated from this point. It should have just been a reset here. Everybody then goes back, and then we sort of build speed up this way, right? So we go back and then we build speed up from a full reset position. This is sort of like, it's not even really a reset. It's kind of just like a half turn. We're going. Quick transition. These guys know how to quickly transition off of a turnover, right? That's a neutral zone takeaway right at the blue line. Then quick transition up. They get behind us and they score. But those are kind of the options, I think, on that play. You guys let me know. And actually, they actually score pretty quick. Again, they get right by us and then they force it. Now, this one, I would have thought maybe I should have gotten that, because based on where my positioning is, like how close do I need to be here? These types of plays, these forces, you know, it's kind of tough, right? Because, again, you've got, I mean, I'm not really concerning myself with the guy in the middle. You know, Red is on him, but even that guy technically was an option as well. It's like, where do I have to be? So, obviously, I'm there, right? 92 defensive awareness clearly isn't enough. It's almost like I have to be basically right here where my skates and my body prevent him from shooting. But there's no guarantees that I'm not just going to whack this puck into my net anyway, right? So the fact that it goes through and I don't even get a stick on it, that to me, I feel like EA kind of hold me a little bit. Regardless, though, this is right off the draw here. This is from a defenseman that came up. So that's almost as if we like reverse this, Teal goes up and gets this puck, and all of a sudden he's behind, you know, one-on-one with the defenseman, and he got around. That's LTing to the outside. He's got wheels on. I'm actually seeing guys not really use elite edges that much anymore, because I think the change that they made, the tuner update, actually affects the ability to even do the LT pivot now. I don't even think you gain speed from it. So people might just use wheels. Wheels is probably going to be the more preferred trade over elite edges now, I think. I think that may have been always the thing. We just haven't really figured it out yet. I think wheels is big, right? Because you could generate a lot of speed from the wheels, and then you can pivot a little bit just to get you that, you know, shielding the puck away animation, and then you just force a pass down the middle. This, I mean, we just can't get beat like we did, right? Teals, I mean, it's kind of tough, right? But We kind of have to be able to stay with our guy. I mean, again, but that's just crazy how my guy doesn't even attempt to go for it. But it's getting to that point, right? It's like we need to be not just covering the pass better, but we also have to stay in front of the puck carrier himself, not allow him to get into a position where that can happen, that kind of pass. So that's like beating us with speed again. Which again, when you get to high level gameplay, that's all guys are trying to do, is get to top speed and get right by you. If you're playing defenseman, you have to recognize just how quick these guys actually want to play. So here we'll take a look at the play. You guys let me know, right? We got one-on-one. Back checker in play. Teal's all over this guy. This guy's controlling it. He's able to do so. We just got to be able to stay inside. Here, I just lost possession of the puck, really. There was definitely options that I had, but getting to this point here, you know, one-on-one, we got to be able to do that. We would also hope that we would have a back checker in play to support that. I'm not even sure. Green kind of just went here and then back this way. So, you know, you want to be able to just help support the defenseman from the top down, whoever the first forward is, typically, right, is playing that center role. Red gets into the play, then he starts to do that. Now here, I get to this point, and I should be able to make a pass somewhere, some way. I mean, there's definitely an option. If I had turned this way, I would have had two options, right? I could have went straight to blue or straight to red, potentially, right through the middle. Nobody's really on him. This guy kind of just picks wherever he goes, I guess, right? And whoever gets it could then find the next guy up with speed. But it still kind of puts into effect that these guys can still, you know, press on that play. That's the whole point of a forecheck. If everybody has a man, right? This guy here, this guy here, this guy kind of picks the middle, and then whoever, you know, these guys man mark there, that would be your forecheck. I lose it. I'm trying to make a pass around the boards, but because of where this guy's at, he's on my left side, or I guess, yeah, on my left side as we're looking at. I'm trying to kick it. It's not going to go anywhere. So it just stays there. This guy then picks it up and, you know, drives to the net. I mean, it's crazy. But, yeah, I mean, you could have said red could poke check. Goes for a dive. So, I mean, it's a turnover for me. Trying to move the puck quick, but, I mean, it just feels like there was a lack of support overall, too, right? Because you're looking at it from this standpoint. We should have been able to have... I mean, it's almost like we're trying to hold coverage for so long. Brett should have been labeled by the guy coming behind, right? This guy should, or somebody here, right, should have went and blasted this guy. It's like we kind of drifted away. I don't really understand where these guys were going, and they had all these options through the middle. I mean, there's nothing else we can really do, especially if defense is a little bit more difficult to play. Trying to hold coverage, it's almost like you just have to stay with them as best you can. If there's no guarantees to getting that puck, you need some support from your forwards from the top down to help you. But here, I mean, I guess I just have to move the puck quick over to blue or over to red and then try to make something happen. It's just, you know, we lost it. It's just, you know, that's just how it is. We just didn't have the man coverage when we needed to. And I just, you know, we didn't move the puck quick enough either. So here we had another offensive play, quick transition. I get tangled up with the guy. He's around me then. He goes around Teal. So both these guys had a chance to shoot. They just chose not to. At this point, I mean, we're just getting beat off quick transitions. That's really what it is, right? And then they're just forcing plays through the middle. I mean, again, coming off here, it's like there's not really much recognition. I mean, here, we just got to stay in front. I mean, it's just we got to turn and skate quicker. These guys get to top speed, and somehow I'm not able to stay with them. But then they're able to work it back to the point. We're not really man marking anybody. Everybody's just kind of all over the place trying to support. So it's like in between. We're not really sticking to a man. You know, there's nobody definitively sticking to this guy. There's no one definitively sticking here. Right? I'm kind of just through the middle, seeing how the play pans out. That's all I can really feel like I can do at that point. Right? And then they force it right through the middle. We're just getting caught with weird animations too, because blue had gotten caught. No, that was red. Got caught with a reactive action, like he was trying to sidestep the guy who scored the goal. I don't understand some of these animations that are happening, but I mean, there's just no attack to any of the players. It just seems like they're roaming free. Like, you know what I mean? Here they get biased. The guy, I mean, he chose to just pass that. You could just tell. They work it back, and there's just not enough pressure by anybody. You know what I mean? Everybody's just kind of over the place, and then there it is. They force it through the middle, and they score. Here I got smashed. Potential chance the other way. They're able to defend that. I'm seeing where I'm at. Can't really play too aggressive. I just have to stay in front if I can. And then the puck bounces to him. I mean, I just hate that. It's like one of those things where, okay, if I'm playing the best defense possible, technically I should have went for this hit. Taking this guy out of the play. This puck would have bounced. I'm not sure. He wouldn't have had possession of the puck for so long. Teal would have potentially been able to pick it up. It could have also resulted in it sliding over to this guy here. Maybe he controls it from the side and it almost ends up the same way. You know, because it's like that next guy that comes in. I go and hit this guy. Teal, technically, you would think, right? The puck would bounce. It would keep rolling this direction and then Teal could just pick it up. I chose not to go for the hit, even though I think that's one of those times I should have went. Bang, right there. That would have taken him out of the play. I don't think I would have missed it too. Like, there's no chance of me missing that. It's just, I think the passiveness, right? That's when you should have went for that hit, right? That's when you would go for that hit. When you see that the back check is in play and you have an angle to go for a body check and it doesn't compromise the defensive setup, you could take a player out. That's the best chance there, right? So not, you know, don't always rely on the poke check is what I would give the advice to myself. And then here, they just blast through us. This is NHL. This is NHL. I mean, he's got a skating style that allows him to pull the puck so far over to his right side. I don't even know where my guy is initially poke checking to, if you see it. What I've noticed, no matter where this puck is, let's say the puck is here, for example, if you guys can really see that. Hopefully you can. My guy, if I was here, I would have poke checked here. And my guy would be like in between the puck and his skates. You see where I'm poke checking? I'm poke checking. I'm not poke checking at the puck. I'm poke checking at like the gap in between his skates and the stick. It's not going towards the puck. There's a lot of plays where if I'm like coming from behind and I'm trying to poke check, my guy will deliberately poke check towards the middle here and not go for the puck. That's one thing I've noticed. I mean, that's like, come on. Like, I don't know. You can't really... Like, what do you do? I mean, everybody got beat there. Literally everybody, from top to bottom. Anybody at any point could have made a play. We all just kind of slid away. It's like... It's actually insane how it's happening. Like, it's just a result of bad defense. It's really just bad defense across the board. Like, anybody could have put their body in front. That could have been a center, could have been Teal, could have been me. Blue, I don't really think could have done much because, you know, he's playing wing, so he's going to be more to the outside, the perimeter, but he was also there involved. And it's just a straight line. He's able to get by everybody by just straight lining. That's the benefit of wheels this year. It was like at that point, too, we were also on the verge of, you know, guys were going to back out, but it's like, no, I'm not going to ever back out of a game like this. Like, this is where you look at the mistakes that are being made and you correct it. So here, let's play it out in full, right? We kind of had a rush here. Blue's down, so I'm occupying a lane. We're down by 4 goals too, so it's green light for defensemen. We have to make a play happen, regardless if it puts us in jeopardy defensively. I mean, obviously, there's a good way and a bad way of doing it. Here, it's almost like it turned into a bad because we could not get the puck past the blue line at this point. Like, 2-on-1 rush. I'm going to take that lane all day because it's a 2-on-1 and the guy from behind gets the puck. So tell me how he gets it. What happened? I think it was the stick. The stick that fell out of Green's hands took the puck away from Red, and therefore this guy picks it up. Like, that's the luck that you deal with in a 6-2 game, and you're on the losing end of it. That's not, I mean, there's nothing you can say. It's really just the result of that game. And then again, it's just, we're not sticking to anybody, but it's like, how do you even do that? You know what I mean? Like, you would have to think, how many steps ahead do you have to think? You're especially reacting to this game like live, right? If you're playing this game live, I mean, to be perfect, what you would have to do. Jumps off a Teal stick. I mean, right there, interception, but it bounces off his stick, so then he can't pick it up, and therefore these guys are in full stride. Now Blue's by himself. I'm at red bar, but then we're all kind of tangled up you know, because we're trying to stop, and then it gives us that weird like animation of overextending. I think that's what that animation even is. I don't know what you say to that. Like, you can chalk that up to, again, another unfortunate play, but that's literally what's happened. That's the story. Like, it's like these guys have it so good where they're getting possession of the puck, we're not, and therefore they just continue with the puck, and then they could just force a pass. Like, it's like everything benefits them. Everything benefits their style that they want to play. Now, I'm not saying like that's an excuse or anything. That's literally that is the story. So it's literally, you just have to have a style that works so well, and you have to have a team that is so good in terms of supporting each other that the game goes your way. But you guys let me know your thoughts on this one. I mean, again, this is a tough matchup, the toughest team that I played against so far, and it's good to kind of see it from these guys, because again, these guys set the bar. These guys are all esports players. The game, right, especially at the esports level, is dictated by how these guys play, obviously, and then that gets trickled down. Speed, straight line, all that kind of stuff is typically what how these guys want to play. Forcing the puck through the middle, getting around the bend, burning guys. It's literally just a straight line game from top to bottom, and it's even more into their benefit, right, because of wheels and elite edges being added. But I'm honestly gonna make the assumption that wheels is actually probably going to be the more preferred trait, and what you're going to see is probably you might not even see elite edges, especially if they keep nerfing the LT pivot. Elite edges, I think, will just cease to exist, and wheels will be just the main trait that people use for skating, and then they use like backhand beauty, quick release, right? Like all these other stick them up and send it. I don't know. You might have like a combination of that where elite edges are simply not seen. I personally think I need elite edges, at least for now, just to kind of get a better feel in terms of defense, because it does help on the defensive side of the game in terms of sticking on to guys, right? Being able to follow their movements. Elite edges helps in that regard. But yeah, this is a rough game, right? I'm not going to show the goals, obviously, for us. Just more of a defensive look at what we could have done better. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, with that bell, and I will catch you guys in the next one.